Today we will be taking a black and white image and turning it into a colored image, also known as the colorization. The first thing you need to do is duplicate the layer and then create a color balance layer, making an orange skin tone. Merge it down, add a mask to it, and then erase away the parts that should not have skin tone. This would be things like eyes, teeth, clothes, and the background. Make sure for close areas to use a hard brush to keep the lines clean and smooth and looking realistic. For larger areas, you may use a bigger brush to cover area more quickly. The next step would be create the hair layer. Do this by creating a new layer, putting it on color mode, and using the black paintbrush tool to start coloring in the hair. For lighter areas, you want to lower the opacity of the brush tool and soften it to fade the hair into the skin. For darker, harder areas, such as where the hair meets the skin of the hand or of the neck, make sure you're using a hard brush, just like you were when you were racing, to keep the line clean and smooth. After you're done doing this, lower the opacity, duplicate the layer, and change the layer to soft light. This will make the hair darker. Now you're ready to make your lip layer. Create a new layer, put it on soft light, and choose the red of your choice. Use the paintbrush tool to color in the lips, and then use the soft edge of the eraser tool to brush away the edges to make it fade in more naturally to the skin tone. If you messed areas up, like the teeth, you can go back and erase them. And make sure, if you're like me, to erase them also on the mask so that they're not orange but black and white. Lower the opacity of the lips, and then you're ready to make your blush. Create a new layer on soft light mode and use the red brush to paint on the cheekbones, the blush. Use your smudge tool and soft eraser to blend it in, and then lower the opacity to make it more realistic and natural. Create a new layer under your skin tone layer for your eyes. On soft light, you can create 3 layers, one for your midtones, one for your highlights, and one for your darker areas. Blend these colors together so that it creates the eye in a multitude of colors. You can use the burn and the dodge tool on the black and white layer to make the highlights and the darker areas pop more. The eyeshadow is done by creating a new layer on top of the skin tone on color mode and using the black paintbrush and the smudge tool to blend it in more realistic and naturally. You will then lower the opacity on this and then go back to the skin tone layer, use the burn tool, and darken the areas that would be where the eyeliner is. You then create a new layer on soft light, and with the black, paint around the edges and lower the opacity to make it darker. The nails are done by taking a light pink color on soft light mode and painting them in and lowering the opacity very, very low. This gives a little soft illusion of pink manicured nails. Finally, you can finish this off by adding adjustment layers such as selective coloring, photo filters, or vibrance to give this picture a more stylized coloring. Once you're done, save the picture, and that's it. You've made a colorized image.